Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Reverse Sweep Show. This is your host SS, and joining me as ever is my co-host AB, and we have got a special guest in a special episode, Behram Qazi. You would have seen him flocking on all cricket podcasts and everywhere on YouTube, jamming with Jared, pitching the balls in good areas, and it's great to have him. So welcome to the show, Behram.
Thanks, SS, and hello to you as well, AB. Thrilled to be here. Really nice wordplay, so I'm impressed with the intro, and I'm pretty excited about the activity that we are about to partake in. So take it away.
Absolutely. So we are going to do a fun exercise of drafting. Yeah, we are drafting an Asian all-time 11 or rather 12 all-time in tests. So that's the agenda that we are going to go about, and there are going to be some constraints in play. So I have got three of them. The players would have to play at some point of time for an Asian test playing nation, and they could be from any era, of course, at any time. And we are going to construct a team of 12 over here, keeping in mind that it's an Asia 11 playing with the World 11 in a three-game series in neutral conditions. ICC dictating the rules if they can of the pitch and the conditions. But yeah, so keep in mind while you are constructing your teams. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. In terms of the rules, we are going to do the snake ruling. That means I will decide who goes first, and the person who goes first will have one pick, and then we alternate with two picks each, wrapping it off with the person to make the final pick for the 12th person. In the end, we are going to go with the captain, vice captain, and coach to wrap it off. Of course, we will have a wicketkeeper in place as well if you're making a sanity 11 or 12. And so that's all. That's all the rules. And before we go into the draft, Behram, any principles or approach to this? I know you have done this a lot. You are much more experienced than we are over here. But yeah, what are your tips for AB?
My tips for AB, well, there's only one tip really, AB, is that always look at balance. I've done this a lot. I mean, SS isn't mincing his words over here because we do quick picks all the time at good areas. And then even at pro sports, we're always doing these drafts whenever there's like a break in like Pakistan cricket or test cricket. So that's the only tip really. Look at balance because what I see a lot of people do is batting people out of position, not having enough bowlers, maybe being a spinner short. You don't want to be that guy.
Quick timeout. If you are loving this dive into cricket's wild twists and turns, hit that like button and subscribe to the Reverse Sweep Show.
And if you've got that one friend who can't stop talking about cricket, share this episode with them and bring them into the squad.
Absolutely. And one more thing that I will additionally look at, Behram, is and assess is that I want to pick really good players. It's not that I just want to elongate my batting lineup. I want to have genuinely good bowlers who can pick 20 wickets.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that I'm looking at. Plus,
Hope Gautam Gambhir is listening to it as well.
I mean, clearly, AB is inspired by Virat Kohli.
Inspired by.
That I can say for sure. But look, yes, that's very important. That's why I said that once you're picking your balance, you need to be kind of diverse with respect to your bowling attack because that's what I do. I try to have different kinds of bowlers in there. And plus, the good part is that SS is moderating, so it's just me versus you, which means that all of the legends from Asia in Test cricket throughout history are on the table. Like there'll be a lot of players over here who'll just miss out. Maybe we could even make a missed out 12 at the
Yeah.
end of this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's get the ball rolling. Since I'm the moderator, I'm going to randomize and see who goes first. Remember, the first player will get only one pick, but it's a first pick. So here I run my random and it falls on Behram.
All right.
You
Well,
go first.
this is easy. Imran Khan. I think Imran has a case to be top 5 cricketers of all time. And I mean, if you look at the raw numbers, I think he's averaging like 22 with the ball in Test cricket and around 37 with the bat, or there and thereabouts. But I just want to highlight my favorite Imran Khan stat over here, which I'm sure you guys have heard plenty if you've been watching my content. It's that 10-year peak from 81 to 91, where he plays around 50 Test matches or so, and he ends up in that period averaging less than 20 with the ball and more than 50 with the bat. In swingers to die for, very, very charismatic batter as well. He's a bit of a not out merchant, but isn't that the purpose of the sport? To not get out, I suppose. So yes, I mean, look, I think that Imran is perhaps behind Bradman, Sobers, maybe Callis, or maybe actually ahead of Callis because taking wickets is harder. So bowling all-rounders I value a bit more. And maybe Sachin, like he's there and thereabouts, like I said. And yeah, for me, getting a genuine all-rounder off the bat, it definitely makes the most sense.
Behram, you gave us a top 5 clip as well, which we can clip out. But yeah, I think we recently did an episode on Pakistan Golden Generation. We talked about the 87, 88 when they became world number one for a short interval of time. And we talked a lot about Imran Khan there. So,
and, he's not just, an on-field giant. This is a guy with infinite aura who had impact, beyond the field. Like if you think of making cricket mainstream, him being like a sex symbol and him being adored all over the world. And in Pakistan, he basically kind of gives Pakistan an identity within cricket, really. And the hair. I mean, I've already won this draft, guys, just simply based on the hair.
Yeah, the moderator is bald, so I don't know what to say to that. But yeah, we give it to you, Behram. But moving to AB now, 2 picks for you.
Honestly, Behram, you took my pick. Had I been choosing first, Imran Khan would have been my pick as well. But since you have picked him up, I go with the 2 best players in their individual domains. I pick up Sachin Tendulkar and I pick up Muralidharan. I think those are fair picks. And yeah.
I feel like with Sachin, of course, I consider him as the best since Bradman simply because of the longevity to play 200 test matches across 24 years from age 16 to 40 and then averaging 53 plus for the extent of it. And I mean, in his last 25 test matches, he kind of regresses. Otherwise, that average would have been or looked a lot better. So I feel like Sachin is a solid pick, but Muralidharan is the pick over here. That's what I was thinking. That, I'm probably going to miss out on Murli if I go Imran Khan over here because I feel like whilst there are other great spinners who will come into conversation over here in this podcast, they've got nothing on Murli because this guy's got 800 test wickets and that's a record that'll probably stand till the end of times, right? Given the way test cricket is played these days. Even the big 3 aren't playing like 25 test matches in a cycle, right? So, yes, solid picks. And I mean, kind of gutted that you've picked up Murli, honestly.
And the point that you mentioned on Sachin about the longevity, I compare that with Virat Kohli, exceptional batter, but we saw the kind of dip that he has had recently. Yes. And now he's, of course, retired. And that goes on to show how difficult it is to bat for 24 years at that average.
Well, it's interesting, right? With Virat, you get those raging turners in India, which Sachin doesn't get, by the way. Sachin gets flat decks in India. So that's one thing that we need to consider over here. And also, Virat gets to bat the last bit of his career in the pace-playing pandemic. So the wobble seam era has gotten batters in splits. So I do give him that bit of leeway, but all things considered, Sachin was a far better test bat than Virat. And this guy played in bowling eras in the past as well. In the 90s is not an easy era to play in. So I still feel pound for pound, Sachin is the better bat. So yeah, I think you should be really happy with your picks and you've kind of put me in a pickle. One thing that we should have done over here is we should have put a cap on the amount of players you can pick from a team, but you guys
yeah.
But yes, I mean, I think that I am going to go for Sunil Gavaskar as my next pick. Sunny G is one of the rare openers in the last, 30, 40 years, maybe more than that, who has averaged north of 50 as a test match opener. The only other one I can think of on the top of my head is Matthew Hayden, because Jaiswal's also averaging below 50 now. At least he was at the point that this podcast was being recorded. And Sunil Gavaskar, we've always heard of how he put a really high price on his wicket, and he was technically very astute, high elbow, all of that. Might be a bit of a grumpy bloke, but I think Imran and him got along really, really well. So
really well
work in this team. And then again, conventional stroke play and someone who was very difficult to get out. And he kind of earned his stripes versus the West Indies. Although Jared always tells me that there are a few series over there where he doesn't face the best of the West Indian bowlers. But then again, he does play for a long time and his numbers versus the West Indies are fantastic. And ultimately, if you have scored 10,000 plus test runs and are averaging 50 plus with the bat as an opener, that's got to mean something, which is why I've gone with Sunny G as my next pick. And I'm going to go to Pakistan again now and kind of screw you over, AB, and I'll pick Wasim. I think I have to at this point. Because Waz, I mean, that man was magic, right? And his career evolves, and he plays for nearly 2 decades as well.
True.
19 years. And then if you look at early days Waz, it's a longer run up. His action is slightly different. And I genuinely feel the better Wasim Akram was the late career Wasim Akram with the shorter run up and much more skill. I mean, you talk about conventional swing with the new ball or reverse swing with the older one, toe crushing Yorkers, bouncers. I mean, he could work out batters in a jiffy. And I mean, you must have heard all the stories from the Kolkata Knight Riders nets of all of those guys who used to play them, and they used to be like, I mean, it was nuts. I mean, Robbie Uthappa, you recently mentioned it. Owen Morgan has mentioned it in the past. Brett Lee talks about it a lot. So, I mean, Waz is easily Pakistan's second best cricketer of all time. I also get a left arm quick in this, so I get a varied pace attack already. He's averaging, 23 and a half with the ball in tests, and he plays his cricket or home cricket in Pakistan. So that's worth mentioning. And then, of course, he's no mug with the bat either. On top of his century. Yeah, on top of his 414 wickets, he's averaging, a healthy 20-something with the bat, and he has that unbeaten 257 versus Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
So it's a lot packaged into a single cricketer, and I'm off to a strong start.
Yeah. Higher test score than Sachin's best as well. 257 at Sheikhupura, if I'm not wrong, versus Zimbabwe.
Versus Zimbabwe.
So Imran and Akram, I'm already looking at the lower middle order, which is looking really strong already.
Really strong.
And I've doubled down on the hair, guys. My team's hair is winning.
It's not helping Behram, but yeah. Okay.
You're not getting extra points for that.
You should definitely have extra
from
points.
Our moderator.
But AB, before I pass it on to you for your two picks, a mention on Murli. I see Murli never get into a World 11 all time because Vaughan is always there ahead of him. It's so heartening to see him making the cut, at least in the Asia 11.
He has to. I get the argument about Vaughan over Murli because Vaughan plays his home cricket in Australia, and Murli has the advantage of playing his home cricket in Sri Lanka on surfaces that help him. And then leg spin just seems to be a far difficult art, and Vaughan is a maestro. Like, I've seen all of those clips where he bowls all of his different deliveries in a single over in practice. And I mean, he's got to be one of the most skillful cricketers of all time, Shane Warne. So I get that rationale. But Murli, if not for Imran Khan, I actually would have gone Murli as my first pick.
Yeah, I remember that Murli versus Swan video where he flicks the ball, flicks the coin off the top of the wicket with his eyes. Such amazing player. But now, AB, you have the two picks. You have seen Sunny G and Vaz go. So now... Already slim pickings, is it?
Yep.
So when I was thinking about the draft, one position which I thought I didn't have a replacement for was actually Gavaskar, because we have a lot of opening batters, but none as good as Gavaskar. So that was one position that I was wary of. The second pick that you take of Wasim Akram,
there is one in India. the antithesis of Gavaskar.
See, I actually would have picked up the Indian seamer if Waz wasn't a left arm quick. I had to go Waz ahead of him because of the left arm bit over there, because I want that variety in my bowling attack. Otherwise, I feel like the other guy, the Indian guy, actually, that bloke has a good case to be amongst, the very best in the business as well in Test cricket. Maybe misses out on longevity a bit, but skill-wise, I mean, I'm not going to take his name. I don't want to give I don't want to name drop and give spoilers, but if you do go for him, that would make complete sense.
Yeah. But first, coming to your pick on Wasim Akram, that, sounds a bit personal. That pinched me real bad, because growing up, I was an absolute Wasim Akram fanboy. Like, when I started playing cricket, I was a medium pace bowler, and I saw Wasim Akram and learned a lot from him. So
try to increase your pace.
Try to increase my pace. But yeah, absolutely amazing picks. And now I'm looking at the areas where I might struggle. The middle order, of course, is somewhere that I would need to look at, but I know that you have picked up strong middle order picks. So I would rather pick the others first. And I think I'll stick with the Indian picks. I go with Sehwag as one of my openers, who can dash bowlers right at the top and also can pitch in with the ball. I think Sehwag was an amazing test batter. His test batting record was probably even better than his white ball record. So definitely
ahead of his time.
Yes, absolutely.
Almost.
He's a bit of a time traveler over there, and Sehwag playing the way he does, for him to score 2 triple hundreds in Test cricket and then also average almost 50. I know he has some loopholes over there. Not loopholes, some flaws or some holes, general holes in his game, versus the moving ball. Like lateral movement is something he did struggle versus a bit. But then you look at his game versus bounce and his record in Australia, and I feel like it's worth it. I mean, honestly, because you don't have the option of Sunny G anymore, Sehwag makes absolute sense for you.
Yeah. So Sehwag is one pick, and the other pick, and this again goes back to what I was saying earlier, that I want bowlers who can pick 20 wickets. I want someone who's a strike bowler. And when I look at the strike rates, then this guy is right up there amongst all the Asian bowlers. I think a strike rate of 42 something, an average of under 20. Bumrah has to be there for me.
Yeah.
Of course, as you mentioned, longevity is a point. But
You would
it's
be a fool.
match.
You would be a fool not to pick Bumrah over here. I would pick him ahead of Sehwag. I don't know how much you guys have watched me talk on camera, but I rate Jasprit Bumrah really, really highly. He's my favorite Indian player of all time. That man is an alien, because to average below 20 runs per dismissal in Test cricket and have over 200 wickets it's literally like beyond phenomenal. I don't have enough superlatives to kind of praise the man. And I mean, look, Bumrah is going to be an all-phase bowler for you, and he is, in my books at least, the best seam bowler to have ever come from India. And yes, longevity will go down as one of those factors that might cost him like a top 5 spot perhaps when you were doing all-time bowlers in Test cricket, because you can't look past Wasim's longevity or Imran's longevity, or throw in Jimmy Anderson in there or Glenn McGrath. These guys were really good for a really, really long time. But then again, if you look at skill, Jasprit Bumrah, like this guy doesn't care about the surface, doesn't care about the opposition, doesn't care about the format, doesn't care about the phase. And I don't believe I have ever seen a single bowler with that many, weapons in his artillery. It has to be said. It's the release point as well. It's a late release point. I don't know if you guys have read the piece by Himanish Ganju. It talks about his dip and the Magnus effect and all of that stuff. He is a one of one. And I really hope that, because we've had one Jasprit Bumrah in cricket now, we get to see similar kinds of bowlers now. Maybe this is the start of something special. So I love that pick. If you hadn't taken him now, I would have picked him up. He was my next pick.
And you'd have screwed me all over again.
Yeah. Like I said, the only reason I go for Wasim over Bumrah, well, there are two reasons. The longevity thing does matter. And then a bit of batting, left arm bowler.
Left arm.
Yeah, those things I feel ultimately do matter.
One thing which I was very particular about was when SS mentioned about the format, he spoke about a 3-match series and not a 5-match. So I was a bit more comfortable picking.
I suppose so.
So Bumrah and Sehwag go AB's way. Over to you, Behram, for your next 2 picks.
It's not as straightforward, is it? Like, I don't think we're in that territory anymore where there are any obvious answers. I feel like now it just comes down to what we value more. And I am a bit fearful that my team might end up with no Sri Lankan if I don't go for this guy right now, because you've picked up Murli. And for me,
I know where this is going.
At least for this draft, there was only other name where I was kind of, I could pick this guy. So I'll pick him. He is my favorite cricketer of all time. And I met him at Lord's last year when I was covering the final test match of Jimmy Anderson. And I told him that, whenever I thought I would meet you, I told myself I wouldn't fanboy, and I'm kind of sort of fanboying right now. And I thanked him for all that he's done for Pakistan cricket, with coming back to Pakistan with the MCC, bringing a team over there, and especially after what he'd been through. Like, if I was Kumar, I wouldn't come back. I literally wouldn't come back. So, Kumar Sangakkara is my next pick. I'm not sure if I'll keep wicket with him or not. I'll leave that decision for later, because I want to get the best out of Sangha the batter and bat him at 3. He's averaging 57.4 in Test cricket, and that slid towards the end because he couldn't play Ashwin right at the end, right? And Sangha, I mean, again, has a triple 100, has runs pretty much everywhere, and a very, very stylish left-handed bat, a cover drive to die for, a lovely character, great ambassador for the sport. When he's speaking, you want to listen to him. And generally, if you pair him up with the likes of Sunil Gavaskar, Imran Khan, Wasim Akram, then I think that dressing room on its own will get the best out of Sangakkara. And for me, he is the best ever bat to come out of Sri Lanka. And I mean, number 3 batters, you can see these days, they're not even playing well anymore, right? Like, we get false number 3s now, like Wian Mulder and Cam Green and Jacob Bethel a while back. I think Sangha makes sense right now. I know I've left like two very good number 3 batters on the table, but maybe I could potentially bat them at 4 later. I'm not sure. I'll think about it when the time comes. For now, I'm just going to sleep on it. So yeah, Kumar Sangakkara is my 4th pick. And, AB, as you mentioned at the start of this podcast, you got to take 20 wickets, right, to win a test match. So if I don't pick up the best bowlers in the business right now, I don't want to be that guy who's crying later. So give me the other W. Give me Waqar Younis.
Wow.
Yeah, Waqar, Imran, Wasim. That'll be tough work for the rest of the world team to face, right? And I'm picking Waqar in his pomp. This is the guy who's had a Jasprit Bumrah-esque peak. The only difference is that Bumrah has all of these tools, where Waqar Younis has that one tool which will totally screw you over. Toe crushing, reverse swinging Yorkers at that pace. And I mean, look, if you talk about strike bowlers, there have been very few who've been better than him. I think he also averages around 23.5 in Test cricket and has 380 odd wickets. And I mean, you've got Imran, Waqar, and Wasim. That is the all-time Pakistan bowling attack anyway. And yeah, I mean, I understand that post-injury Waqar wasn't the same beast, but we're picking people in their prime over here anyway. And I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen enough YouTube videos, because I have, and that might just be the most ruthless bit of cricket clips online that I've ever seen, right? Like, I don't understand how people even used to connect, because that ball used to swing like a banana in the air and completely, target your toes and hit the base of the stumps. And there used to be a phrase where people would say that he's been whackered. So, yeah, I know I've picked up 3 Pakistanis over here, but then again, I feel like those 3 would have gotten into the teams anyway.
Yeah. LBWs and bold always in the equation when Waqar is bowling. And Waqar, I mean, even in 2000, 2001, when playing Tri-Series in England, he was picking 6 first there in ODI cricket. I mean, amazing bowler. And with Sangakkara, Behram, now you have a lefty as well in top order as well.
Yes, so that is very, very important, right? Because the other 2 number 3s that I had in mind are right-handed batters.
So, AB, over to you now.
Yeah. I think you have picked up an amazing trio, and you're actually, I think, getting nostalgic about Pakistan cricket from the 90s. But yeah, I absolutely agree. Waqar Younis has to be one of the best strike bowlers of all time. Definitely up there. And I would have picked him if you did not. But now I'm looking at the slots that I want to strengthen. I think there are not as many openers. So he would not have been my first pick, but then I go with Jayasuriya from Sri Lanka.
Wow, Sehwag and Jayasuriya.
Now, I would have thought you might pick up a modern Indian cricketer.
No, I go with
too many battle scars for us as Indian cricket fans watching Jayasuriya in the 90s, especially smacking us for 954 runs and making 340 and all. So.
He averages around 40 in Test cricket.
He does,
that he plays. I feel like pairing him up with Sehwag is absolute destruction up top.
And he can also pitch in with the ball. So if it's a spinning track, 5th day, 4th day, he can come in handy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a good pick.
Then now, one area where I think I'm a bit weak and which I would want to strengthen is my lower middle order. Middle order, so I want to pick up. So I have 2 options actually. I can pick up a keeper batter, or I can pick up an all-rounder. And this is where it gets a bit tricky, because if I pick one,
let me just say this: I've got the keeper in sight. So there's a reason why I said I don't want Sangakkara to keep wicket.
Sure, then I will let you pick him.
Okay, go for your all-rounder.
I'll go for the all-rounder. I pick up Ravindra Jadeja.
I love that. I love the fact that you've gone Jadeja over Kapil Dev.
Now, Kapil Dev is someone that I knew is a risk, and let's see how it fares.
Yeah, I mean, I personally feel that Ravindra Jadeja has been one of the finest all-rounders in Test cricket ever. Right? Like, forget the current debate between Stokes and Jadeja. I would kind of go for Stokes, because he's a bit of a rare commodity as a seam bowling all-rounder.
Yeah.
He can turn games with the bat, but Jadeja can also do the same, right? He's also clutch. And I feel like you get a lot of reliability with Ravindra Jadeja, and he is a bit of a complete player. Not bits and pieces, that's for sure.
Yeah, ultra consistent with the bat now. He's a three-tool player. Will always give you something in the field. Is never injured. So, I mean, Chaddu is a very nice pick,
Yeah,
actually.
Jaddu is someone that can be a proper number 6 for any team.
Yes.
And like I think India has been underutilizing him, but I think he gives so much of confidence to every Indian fan out there that if Jadeja is there, then the match is still not lost.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a fantastic pick. And who was your other one? Jayasuriya. So you've clearly, gone for a certain type of cricketer over here. You want them to bowl slow left arm for you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, interesting, man. I feel like we've gotten somewhere with this podcast now because I am going for the player that I want. I feel like as far as Asian frontline wicket keepers are concerned, this guy is already the best. I think he has to be in the conversation, and he's a disruptive player. He could even bat at 5 for me, and for me, he's already in the all-time Indian Test 11. So let me go and pick Rishabh Pant.
Nine Wongia? Okay.
Yes.
Rishabh.
No, absolutely. It has to be Rishabh. Whenever your bowlers are bowling to him, not your bowlers, but the rest of the world bowlers are bowling to him, he will fall over and scoop them. He will smash them down the ground on the second ball. And Rishabh Pant is a cricketer who is misunderstood. Now, I've paired him up with Sunny G. I don't know how that's going to go on, guys. They might get into a fight after
Stupid.
Yeah, after Pant is out after trying to fall over and scoop. Maybe Sunny G will have a word with him.
I don't know, Behram. Have you seen the advertisements that they have done together?
Yes. I mean, I'm just taking the piss out of them. I know that they're friends, and Sunny G even wanted him to go for another somersault or whatever.
Somersault.
Look, if you guys read the piece on number 5 batters, and then we did a Footmarks podcast on heavy metal number 5s, we are in an era where number 5 batters are disrupting, and they come in at a point where the ball is a bit older, and in the wobble seam era or pace playing pandemic, that helps, and then they just go out there and smash it. So they could, knock you out in an hour of play. And Rishabh Pant is exactly that guy. And I need that guy in my team, right? He might not be the best wicket keeper. I know there are a lot of really, really good wicket keepers who have hailed from Asia, right? As far as glovesmanship is concerned. But correct. I feel like he's more than serviceable. I wouldn't just call him serviceable. I think people don't give him enough credit for his spider hands. And lovely bloke, very, very likable guy, right? And I just feel like if you play the way that Rishabh Pant plays, and you end up averaging 44 or something in Test cricket after a decent amount of games as well, and you have a fantastic 100 scoring record in Senna, then I mean you really have to go and pick him. Like the next best option is not as good as Rishabh Pant, and he gives me versatility. Maybe I want to bat him at 5, maybe I want to bat him at 6. That is up to me. I can decide that later. So big fan. And I feel like, just the story in itself where he nearly loses his life, has a life-threatening injury, forget career-threatening injury, and then comes back and plays such a pivotal role in that T20 World Cup that India won. People forget that knock versus Pakistan. Runs in New York are worth twice as many. If he ends up scoring 35 or whatever, that's worth a 70. Easy. And I want a dynamic batter in there who could completely, put the plans of the opposition team in a spanner and completely, screw them over mentally, which is what he's been doing very, very effectively. And he's a match winner, right? So, next pick is Rishabh Pant. And now where do I go? This is a tough one, guys, because I could pick up another Pakistani seamer and basically kill this. I could do that. And I am tempted to do that, I'll be honest, because I am a bit more bowler obsessed. I feel like maybe that's just a cultural thing. Maybe you guys are a bit more batter obsessed because you guys have
Ko Shastri changed that now.
True. And Bumrah changes that as well. So you know what? I'm going to make a very interesting pick over here. This guy might even be my 12th man later on, but I think I need to pick him up right now. So I'm going Shakib Hasan.
Wow.
Yeah. You picked up Ravi Jadeja, right? I need to pick up a similar or a cricketer who is of a similar mold or ilk. Yeah. And Shakib has not as good bowling numbers as Jadeja. I can't remember his bowling average, but it's not too bad. It's like 30, 31, something like that. And he has heaps of wickets as well, I think 250 plus. And with the bat, he's almost a Jadeja, right? Like he's averaging around 37 as well. And like I said, I might end up not playing him in my frontline team. He might be my 12th, but he is a wonderful 12th. He is probably the best 12th I could have because he gives me, an all-round option. And then let's be real, how many Bangladesh players will end up getting picked over here? He is top of that chart, right? So, I mean, it is a bit of a hipster rogue pick. Maybe I've gone for him a bit too early, especially when you've picked up Jadeja and you're not going to pick him, right? But I don't know. I'm thinking in terms of balance right now. And even if you pick up the Pakistan seamer, I've got a few ideas, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, a bit of a left field pick, picking a lefty like Jaddu, I mean Shakib Al Hasan, but I think I can see where you're going with this. You're trying to make a score of 12. So this is looking good now. So we have got Pant, which to me would have been probably one of my earlier picks if I was going for it. But Shakib Al Hasan, very, very formidable pick as well. AB, up to you now.
Yeah.
Honestly, Pant is someone that I would have wanted to pick. And as you said, the other options are not that good, specifically since you have already picked up Sangha and Rishabh Pant now. So that is one place there where I will have to pick up who I can pick up. But honestly, Shakib Al Hasan was a surprise pick for me.
Yeah.
I didn't think that he would pick him right now.
I was just confused, and there are a lot of people left on the table in other positions. So I actually want you to make this easier for me. You pick up a few of those guys, I pick up the rest. All right, then.
Now, I am thinking of who to pick. And so I have my openers. Number 3, we'll see about that. I think 5, 6, 7 is one place where I also have Jadeja, but then otherwise I need to pick up some batters. I think bowlers is one place where you are pretty sorted and I need to pick up some bowlers. And now here is where I'm also tempted to go with a few Pakistani pacers. And so I have Bumrah as my sole pacer right now. And he's a wicket-taking bowler. There are a lot of good picks from Pakistan, also even from Sri Lanka there are. But I think I am inclined to go with someone who can be an X factor for me in this team. I go with raw pace.
Okay.
And I go with Shoaib Akhtar. So
I was confused. I wanted to go Shoaib, and I was like, maybe that'll just kill this. But I don't know actually why I didn't. I should have. Good pick.
But then I had a backup pick in case you picked up Shoaib.
See, with Shoaib, you get the fastest bowler. And I mean, maybe he's not going to bowl long spells for you, but this guy will rattle the opposition. He has a very, very good test record, by the way. He's averaging around 25 odd. And I mean, look, if you want someone to put their body on the line, I don't think there's a better example than Shoaib Akhtar, given the story with his knees, how they had gone even before he made his debut for Pakistan. So yeah, it's a solid pick.
Shoaib and Bumrah, two dodgy picks for a 5-match series, but okay, it's 3. Okay, we can give it to you.
That is definitely something
and
to point out.
That is where my second pick comes in. Again, a pacer and an absolute workhorse at that. And this is where I pick up Kapil Dev.
Yeah.
He can also pitch in with the bat, can bowl long spells, and he was quite skillful as well.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking between Imran Khan and Kapil Dev, and then I went on and saw the records. Imran Khan had much better statistics than Kapil Dev, but then I feel Kapil Dev can bowl those long spells when I need him to. And when Bumrah and Shoaib Akhtar are bowling smaller spells, I can have Kapil Dev do the longer spells.
Gives you some leadership option as well.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, I was sorted with my leadership options as soon as I picked up Imran, I suppose. All right. I think that I've messed up in this round. I could have gone for either of those guys and kind of completed my bowling attack, at least my pace battery. And I've kind of slipped over here, and that has allowed you to pick up 2 really, really good fast bowlers. Even with Kapil, right, you get... he is like a pre-Afridi with the bat. And you know, that 175, that 175 versus Zimbabwe is kind of proof of that, because this guy strikes them big. The sixes are massive. And then, like you said, you've got 2 fast bowlers who might not be able to give you very, very long spells. So Kapil can be your workhorse, and he can maybe even take up the new ball, and Shoaib can be first change. You know, I'll probably have to go with Waqar first change if I'm being real now, because I want Imran and Wasim to take the new ball. All right. So the spinner bit is quite difficult, isn't it? Right? Because there are a few really, really good wrist spinners, you know, who I could go for. And
some finger ones as well.
Exactly.
Or you can pick up spinners who don't spin the ball.
See, you guys said neutral venue, and now I'm confused with the spinners. That's the big thing over here. So I'll make this a wee bit easy for myself, and I want someone who can bat in and around Pant. So maybe Pant can go to 6, which I'm pretty sure he'll be fine with, right? Like that's not an issue, especially when he's got Imran and Wasim coming after him. So yes, I'm going to go with Inzi. He can bat at 5 in this team. Why not? I think it's the obvious choice at this point. And with Inzi, I mean, if you actually look at his record, you'll see that one test match that he played for the World 11 is the reason why he doesn't average 50 in test match cricket. For Pakistan, he averages 50 plus in test match cricket. And that guy was an out-and-out match winner. And he can take down spin for fun. And he can be an aggressor. Imagine Inzi batting with Pant. That is something that you can take all of my money. I would pay $10 for it.
Side to bit behold.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even need to be the senior man in this team. He can just be this free-spirited dude who goes out there and puts the opposition team under pressure. And like I said, I mean, you can't really argue much with the 50-plus batting average, and kind of makes sense to have him over here. All right, now, see, the thing is, you've gone for Sachin, so your number 4 is sorted. And in my depth chart, there are a couple of other guys ahead of Kohli. You don't pick those guys. So that makes life a bit tough for me, right? And now I'm thinking, maybe I just sacrifice the Kohli pick altogether and I pick the guy who I think is higher than him in the depth chart. So for my number 4 batter, I will pick up Javed. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go there. Yeah. I think Miandad is one of the finest batters to ever grace the sport, let alone come from Pakistan. If you talk about best Pakistan batters ever, there's not much between him and Yunus. Yunus has scored test hundreds everywhere he's played across all venues, which is a wonderful statistic. And, I mean, he was a brilliant player of spin and swept the ball really well. But so was Miandad, right?
Yeah.
And Miandad is street smart. Miandad is someone who will rattle opposition bowlers.
Correct.
Right? Like he's that guy. He's that supervillain. He's extremely intelligent. And my favorite Miandad stat is that throughout his career, he never averages under 50 with the bat. So he also plays a bit long. Had he retired earlier, his numbers would have looked better. But he's averaging like 52 or 53. I can't quite remember. And I know my team has gotten a bit Pakistan-centric over here. But then again, you picked up Sachin. So that means I, in my books, need to go for the next best available option at number 4. And for me, Miandad is ahead of Yusuf and he's ahead of Kohli. So I'd probably have Kohli ahead of Yusuf, actually, because Yusuf has one really, really, really good year. He has the best year ever.
So 2,000 runs or something in a year, yeah.
If I'm looking at the careers spread out, maybe I would favor Kohli a bit more. But Miandad for sure is ahead of Kohli for me.
There's also Jayasuriya, but I think Miandad would be ahead of him as well.
Jayasuriya's record is very Asia-centric.
Yeah.
He does really well in Asia and doesn't do as well, abroad.
Yeah, big delta between their home and average.
Yeah.
We still have Rahul Dravid on the table as well. Maybe.
Again, I picked up Sangha, right? So he actually has. You have a really good problem over here. You've got 2 of the finest number 3 batters of all time in Yunus Khan and Dravid to pick from, and I think that's a very good problem to have.
Okay, AB.
Yeah. So I have a number 3 that I have to pick, but you have already picked up Sangha. So I'm thinking from a draft perspective, where should I go? I can look at my number 5 because I already have Jadeja and Kapil Dev coming in later. I can add in an extra bowler or I can add in an extra batter. So those are the kind of things that I'm thinking of. And at this point of time, I think I want to pick up Rahul Dravid as one because I'm afraid you might actually have him open for you. So I want to
it might work.
It might work.
No.
It might. So yeah, I want to block that option for you. So I go with Rahul Dravid. And then I want to pick up one batter that I really liked. And that was Mohammad Yusuf. So I go with him at number 5.
Yeah. I think that's a good pick. Yusuf can bat at 5, no issues over there. And like I said, whilst I feel like Kohli, if you compare him to Yusuf and you look at their entire careers, I would pick Kohli because he has more good years. But when you have the Yusuf year, I mean, you're instantly goated. You're instantly one of the top 50 batters of all time at the very least. I mean, I know Jared ranks him at 50, but I would have had him slightly higher. It's a good one. And yes, I feel like your batting order kind of works because when you've got Dravid at 3, someone is going to be batting, or the rest of the batting order is coming in late. So by having Dravid, the mean entry points of everyone else are delayed, right? They don't get to face the new ball most of the times. And Dravid and also, what, fifth highest run scorer of all time, is it? Average of 52, 53, something like that. I can't quite remember. Those are two very, very bona fide greats with the bat.
And in this team...
fire and ice. So I start off with Sanat and Sehwag.
Yeah, so in this team, he's quite likely coming very early sometimes.
Yes, and he needs to put in a shift, right? Dravid needs to block, and I mean, he's the wall, so that should not be an issue for him. And with Yusuf, because he's coming after Sachin, you're not putting any pressure on him. He's getting an easier gig, so you expect him to do even better. Because for Pakistan, he'd come higher up sometimes. So I think any number 4 batter can play at number 5. Really. Like, I feel like that's not even a question. So, all right. I see where you've gone. And that means that I could maybe... All right, I'm going to go for the spinner. Just give me Ashwin. I think he extends my batting a bit. I know the whole neutral venue thing is kind of, made things interesting over here. But with Ravichandran Ashwin, I'm not just getting one of the best finger spinners of all time. I'm getting depth with the bat. He's a shit fielder, I know. But one of the best cricketing brains of all time.
You also picked up Inzamam in your team.
Yes, I did. That's interesting. But like, there'll be other guys who'll do better, okay? Like, I'm not worrying about fielding this now. I'll have Inzi in the slips. And Ashwin, I mean, it's a very difficult one where you say that, is he better or Kumble? Because Ashwin gets surfaces that help him. Kumble gets surfaces that don't help him. And then I just feel like Ashwin was a bit more crafty, like he had a bit more tools. The carom ball comes in and then he'll just slightly alter his angle and he'll have those specific plans for a batter, like he worked out Maras Labuschagne. So just for the brain, I feel, and I mean pairing up with him with Imran as well. So there's a lot of cricket acumen over there, right? Maybe Sunny G has to take a back seat over here, right? Because he might be a bit too rigid and a bit too old school for this. I feel like Ashwin is the right pick over here, at least for me personally. Makes sense to me. So yeah, I'll go with him.
I think if he was playing a 3-match series like this, Asia 11 World 11, you bet that he will prepare the hell out of it. He will just go through all the plans and just go absolutely bonkers with it. So he will be really well prepared as well for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, that means I have another pick now.
Yeah.
What's my team looking like, SS? I need to know.
So you have got Sunny G as your opener. I see an opening slot still void for you. Sangakkara, Javed Miandad, Inzi, Rishabh Pant, Imran, Akram, Waqar, Ashwin as a spinner, and you have got Shakib Al Hasan as your insurance policy.
Okay, so basically Shakib is just 12th. Consider him to be my 12th.
Yeah.
Should have delayed that pick. Should have picked up Akhtar or Kapil, honestly. But anyway, that means I have an opening batter to pick. He's done with his openers, so I don't really need to worry about that. And then...
But how many picks do you have left? How many picks do you have left?
There's an opener. There is two bowlers, right? Essentially. I think so.
You have got Imran, Akram, Waqar, and Ashwin as 4 bowlers. And you have got 6 batters if we count Pant as well. So, yeah.
So I've got 2 picks left then.
Yeah. But do you pick both of them right now? Or?
No, I've picked Ashwin already. So I have
so you
one
pick
right
one
now. And does he still need bowlers?
He has Kapil Dev, Shoaib Akhtar, Jadeja, Bumrah, and Murli. So if you count Jaddu, he has got 5 bowlers already.
And plus, I also have Sehwag and Jayasuriya who can pitch.
Yeah. No, he has some part timers in there who could do a job.
I've seen Mohammad Yusuf bowl as well.
Well, all right. I feel like Yunus Khan is going to be the really unlucky bloke over here who misses out getting picked, because I'm not going to go full radical and pick him as an opener. I'm not a big fan of moving or changing batting positions. So for openers, I've got 3 candidates, right? I'm just going to name drop them because he's done with his openers. I could go super old school and I could pick the original Little Master in Hanif Mohammed. Right? He's also got a 40 plus batting average. He has the longest innings of all time when he scores that 330 odd versus the West Indies in Barbados, I want to say. And then the other option is Saeed Bhai, right? Saeed Anwar, really, really underrated, 45 average in Test cricket. And I know the sample size isn't as much, but he was amazing away from home. He would score tons away from home and Pakistan would win games. But, I also feel my team has gotten a bit too Pakistan-centric. And then you'll have people commenting on YouTube that this guy is a biased Pakistani, which I honestly get all the time. Half of my career is dealing with trolls who are telling me that I don't deserve to be where I am at because where I was born. So I don't want that. I've had enough of that bullcrap. I'm going to go with Jaiswal. Screw it. Projection pick.
Oh, wow.
Don't care. Another lefty. And Yashasvi Jaiswal, at the time of this recording, he had just slipped to having an average below 50. But again, I feel like he's got all the tools to become the best batter of this upcoming generation. I rate him higher than Harry Brook and I don't know, whoever else is in that conversation, Shubman Gill, Rachin Ravindra. I feel like there's Yashasvi Jaiswal, there's Daylight, and then there's the rest of these guys, right? Even Gill, honestly, I feel that way, that Yashasvi Jaiswal is both are S-tier talents. Yeah, despite that, I feel like both are S-tier talents and Jaiswal is better because Jaiswal is playing the new ball, right? Gill has now demoted himself to 4. We've seen how well he did when he was playing up top, not as good. And then I feel like I know this doesn't matter for this draft, but all format, Jaiswal is way better, right? Gill doesn't get into my T20 team. I feel like Jaiswal would take to ODIs like a fish takes to water. He can take down both pace and spin. He's got shots all around the park, but offside play to die for, whether he's cutting the ball or driving the ball or uppercutting the ball. Like, he's got it all. And I love his attitude. I love his story. I see that he has fire in his bellies and in his eyes. Maybe he can also practice some gully fielding, for some of the senior pros. But then again, like I said, I feel like he is the next big thing. I genuinely feel that way. And yeah, I mean, maybe at this point in his career, he doesn't eclipse Saeed Bhai. But I feel like eventually he will. And I would even go on to say as much as, 10 years from now, when we are assembling an all-time Indian Test team, he might even eclipse Sehwag.
He's on course already with that small sample size.
I mean, look at how he goes to these different countries, and in his first test over there, he slams a ton.
Scores a century.
Yeah. West Indies, Australia, England. I mean, and just to watch him bat is an absolute treat. And I feel like the fact that he's had such a tough childhood, moving away from home, and then living in those Azad Maidans and selling, street food and hustling like crazy, and then getting his big break and completely capturing it with both arms or embracing it with both arms. I feel like when you had that backstory, forget becoming one of the all-time great cricketers, you should have a biopic and that could win an Oscar.
Yeah.
And working not just when he wanted to make it to the Indian team, but even after he made it to the team. I think there was a 1-year period and I saw him after that and he was all buffed. So it actually showed that he had put in a lot of effort into his physical fitness. Earlier, he was very skinny, but he had put in a lot of effort into that. So it shows that.
Yeah. Also, have you guys noticed how many runs of his are scored in boundaries? Like, the man basically never really takes many singles. It's always just boundaries with Jaiswal. And, because I've got Sunny G, I need someone to put the pressure back on the opposition from the other end.
We got the two Mumbai boys almost in the opening, so that will be a lot of Kharoos opening, as they like to call it. But
imagine the look on Sunny G's face when Jaiswal has gotten out, slashing a wide one.
Or playing an uppish drive and getting out in the
that would absolutely consume him.
Yeah.
Imagine you have Gavaskar and Pant batting together.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting, right?
All right, AB. It's your final 2 picks. I see a number 10 as missing. If I see Murli and Bumrah and Shoaib and Kapil, I mean, number 9, number 10, you can decide the batting order, long tail. And you have got possibly a 12th man missing. That's my cue.
I have a bigger gap in my team, SS. I have a keeper missing.
Oh,
wow.
Yes.
So your 12th needs to be your keeper and then someone else needs to go out, essentially.
No, so I have 10 picks right now. I get to pick my keeper. And then after that, do I pick...
you have 2 picks right now. You have 2 picks and you can go for both the picks now.
Yes.
Yeah. So of course one of them has to be MSD.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
he
It's
has to
interesting.
keep for me.
So, is he captaining your team?
I am yet to decide.
See, if he is captaining your team, I think your pick is the correct one. If he's not captaining your team, his numbers aren't as good as Rizwan.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, Rizwan is someone that I missed out.
Because
I didn't
Rizwan
think
is
about
averaging
it, but
40 as a keeper, and you could argue that he's probably one of the best glovesmen, at least in this current era.
Yeah. What about Mushfiqur Rahim?
Also, Dhoni's
Oh.
Dhoni's numbers in Senna, from what I can recall, aren't
Yeah.
spectacular.
No, yeah.
Rizwan is a crisis batter who always does
Yeah.
well in Senna.
now you have got me in double minds.
Yeah. If you
I
want
think
Dhoni
either
to captain,
of them would be.
if you wanted to captain, I get it. I understand your pick. And you can do whatever you want to do. Don't let me influence you.
Anyways, I'll go with Dhoni as the keeper, and then for my 12th man, I would actually want to pick up an additional seamer because I have Bumrah and Shoaib Akhtar in my team who can break down anytime.
Yeah.
And I have a few options who can also give me that left arm angle. So two really good, actually three options that I can think of: Chaminda Was, Zahir Khan, and Shaheen Shah Afridi. And,
All are good options.
all are good options. I think here I will go with Chaminda Was, but I would want to actually look at the statistics once.
So I'll tell you the stats. I have this weird Mike Ross memory. Vas has better stats than Zahir. Okay. If you want a bit of extra pace, at least before Shaheen broke down and is looking like a shadow of himself, then Shaheen is your guy. But you've got new ball bowling options, haven't you?
Yeah.
Unless
You've got
first change.
No, I have Bumrah and
Kapil.
then I have
Kapil could take the new ball as well.
Yeah.
and who else?
And
I
then
have,
Shoaib. Shoaib could be one change for
Shoaib,
you
yeah.
as
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
could be one
Shaheen has the best numbers amongst these guys. And for a hot minute in between, he was looking like one of the best bowlers on the face of this earth. If you want to look at more consistent careers, then you go
think
with.
Vas-
I would go Vas over Zahir. Yeah.
Yeah, I also agree. So I'll go with Was actually. And,
better batter as well.
Better batter as well. So gives me that bit of
Yes.
depth.
True.
And Was specifically, like so many matches where from my childhood where I saw him bowl to Sachin, Dravid, Ganguly, and make them struggle.
Get Sachin caught behind or
Yeah,
get him wrapped in front of the pads. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that happened a lot in ODI cricket, but yeah, we give
Look,
it to you.
Vas might end up averaging 30 something or 30 on the dot in Test cricket, but you have to look at the fact that he was playing his home test in Sri Lanka.
True. Yeah.
And he was one of the great exponents of the new ball, so that's his strength. I say he takes the new ball with Kapil in your team. You can have Bumrah and Shoaib in short bursts elsewhere, right? That might be able to work out for you. And I
plus
think
Was and Murli, the partnership.
that's
the bowling
also
partnership.
true, right? Very, very valid.
Vas and Murli and Kapil and Bumrah.
Yeah. You do get a bit of batting out of him as well. So I think it's a good pick. I think, you've done well over here. I'd probably pick him ahead of Shaheen and Zahir Khan as well. Okay, my last pick. So one thing is bothering me over here. And that thing that's bothering me is that I have one finger spinner, right arm offie, who does have the carom ball. So he can kind of turn it in both directions, but he's not a dusra bowler. And that does bother me a bit. And Shakib will come into the side if need be. I don't really care that he plays or not. If this neutral venue is Bangladesh or Sri Lanka or the UAE, then Shakib will play. So I am now tasked with a very, very interesting. Or my conundrum is such that I could either go for a really, really high-end wrist spinner, right, or even a dusra bowler, right? There are two. There are two on the table, both are from Pakistan. But there is this other thing that I want to do. I have three seamers, right? I've got Imran, I've got Wasim, I've got Waqar. And I feel like odds are this neutral venue game might just be in Senna. And if it isn't, then I've got two frontline spinners in Shakib and Ashwin, and I'll hope for the best. Maybe we should have picked a 13th player for this. Anyway, man, this is tough. And this is a very, very hipster pick. I'm going extremely rogue. I'm picking up Mohammad Asif.
AB and I were talking off the air that Asif would make his cut, and he decided not to go for it.
So had you picked up Shoaib Akhtar, I would have gone for Mohammad Asif.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. With Shoaib, you're getting that raw pace and you're rattling batters. But I get that with Bakar. I have that
Yeah.
thing sorted. With Asif, I take the surface out of the equation a bit because this
Yeah.
guy is kind of the pioneer of the wobble seam delivery. He's a corrupt bastard, don't get me wrong. I hate the guy for what he did. And I think most Pakistanis will echo the same sentiments because this guy could have been the best in the world. He was absolute
really good.
magic. There is a phrase in Urdu that was used for him where they used to say, "Phoonkta Asif hai, ghoomti ball hai." So, that was just the kind of reputation he came with. And I think he knew what he was doing. I know with the wobble seam, you don't know which way it's going to,
Yeah.
deviate off the surface. But I think Asif knew. I think he was that level of mad genius. And the numbers don't matter. He's just that kind of a pick, right? And we all remember the Karachi test match, right? After Irfan takes those 3 wickets, everyone is thinking,
Yeah.
India have won this series. And then Kamran Akmal scores the ton. Asif completely flattens India. And I feel like had he not been a corrupt bastard, he could have become the McGrath of his generation.
Yeah. And a lot of peers actually rate him very high. I've listened to interviews by Hashim Amla, Kevin Peterson. They really rate him. And
AB de Villiers.
AB as well. Yeah.
The other AB.
The other AB. But Mo Asif, I mean, really, really good pick. I think I'm looking at the pace options that you have: Imran, Akram, Waqar, and Mo Asif. I mean,
Yeah. See, that's what I kind of went for. I was like, let me just pick a bowler who I think the conditions won't matter for him, right? Because even if it's in Asia, he can screw you over, right?
Yeah.
And with Ashwin, if it's in Asia, if there is a bit of help, then he will eat you up, and I will pair him with Shakib, who can provide a different angle. So he's taking the ball away from the right hander. So I have both those different kinds of spinners. But yeah, there are a lot of people who've missed out over here. You guys want to do a quick? Why don't let's do this? Let's not do snake style. Let's do 1 pick per person over here. AB, you, and myself, and let's pick the unpicked 11. You can start.
oh wow.
Oh,
Actually, I'll
Unpicked
start.
11.
I'll start. I'll go Saeed Anwar.
Let me think.
Free wheel. I think you have a lot of
Previous
options.
Lakshman.
Can be your number 5. I'll go Yunus Khan, number 3.
Actually, go with Virat Kohli.
Yeah, sure. Kohli can bat at 4. So now we've got a 5, we've got a 4, we've got an opener, we've got a number 3. All right. Who should I go for next? Wicketkeeper can be Rizwan. Sure, let's do it.
And then Anil Kumble. as the
Okay.
spinner.
Kumble, we've gone for wrist spin. There were a few other options as well. But Kumble has the longevity factor, right? 619 wickets, plays for eons. We've done keeper. And you picked Kohli, so Jayavardhan is out.
Yeah.
He can't make this team. And you've also picked up Lakshman at 5, so Jayavardhan is completely out. Let me think about all-rounders, man. Who else do we even have?
Angelo Matthews.
Do you want to pick Angelo this early? I'm just going to go and pick up Hanif Mohammed. Screw it.
Hanif, yeah.
He can open with Saeed Anwar.
So we have the openers. Number 3, number 4, number 5.
We have our top 5.
We have the keeper as well. So we essentially have the top 6.
Yes.
We have Kumble.
Kumble.
We have other pacers or
No, we don't have any new ball bowlers.
Yeah.
no new bowlers. Then I go with Shaheen.
Okay, so you've picked up Shaheen. I'll go with a first change bowler in Shami. Shami's averaging 28 or something in Test cricket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very underrated career, especially on Indian surfaces. I think he's been very, very handy. One of the best to target the stumps easily.
I think then I will be actually inclined to go with Zahir.
Interesting. You've gone with 2 left arm quicks, but that's fine because he can take the new ball with Shaheen, and Shami can be first change. All right. Okay, you've got a wrist spinner in there, so there's no point picking Abdul Qadir or Yasir Shah. I think those guys are off the table. So I'll pick the Dusra bowler, Saklan. Give me Saklan over Saeed Ajmal.
Yeah. Had to be one of them.
We have any spots left, or are we done with 11?
What do we need?
Yeah, so we have Hanif, Mohammad, Kohli, Lakshman, Rizwan. Then we have got Sakleen, Shaheen, Shami, Zak, and Kumble. So we have the bowling quite up. I think we had an opener as well at the very start.
We did. We had
Saeed
Saeed Anwar. Saeed
Anwar.
Anwar, Hanif Mohammad, Yunus Khan, Virat Kohli, VVS Lakshman, Mohammad Rizwan, and then you've got Kumble, Saklan.
I think we have the 11. We need a 12th man over there.
Shami, Shaheen, Zahir. Yeah, we need a 12th. And whose pick is it?
Is it
I think I picked Saklan
pick?
last.
Yeah. Saklan, yeah. It's
You need an all-rounder, man.
Yeah, I'll actually go with Angelo Matthews.
Yeah, I was about to say, fuck it, go with Angelo Matthews. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on this or not. I've been holding myself back, but now it's happened. So yeah, see, that's my whole point. We picked an unpicked 11, and we're still left with players. Jayavardene hasn't found a spot, right?
Crazy. I mean, I mean, so many options in Asian condition. I mean, the Asian team itself. I mean, so many of them.
Now that I think back to it, the wiser thing for me to do was pick up Akhtar first up or Kapil, and that would have allowed me to pick up Saklan as my 12th, right? Because he's a dusra bowler, and that means that if I pair him up with Ashwin, there are still two different kinds of bowlers.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I have made that one really big mistake in my draft, but it's fine. I'll live with it.
Yeah, it's time for leadership choices now. Behram, I'll pass it to you. What do you think? Captain, vice captain, and also coach?
Yeah. Captain can be Imran.
Yeah.
Right? Vice captain can be Javed. Right? I need that guy in his ear with all the tactical nous because I feel like Imran is a leader of men. Javed is a shrewd and astute cricketer who will get into the opposition's brains and mess with them and figure them out. Right? He's one of the most clever cricketers to ever play for Pakistan. Who were my choices other than them? Like, I'd take Javed as vice captain over Wasim. I'm not giving Sunny G the vice captaincy.
I mean, you have Inzi.
No. I think I'm fine. Javed can be my vice captain.
Wasim Akram?
It's a decent claim. Ashwin maybe, but no, I'll go with Javed as my vice captain. Coach, does my coach have to be Asian?
Yes.
You know what? Let me just light this podcast on fire and piss off everyone watching. Give me Gautam Gambhir.
Yeah. Oh, you have the batting depth to go for it. So,
yeah. Gigi is my coach. I don't know how we'll get along with the Pakistani guys, but I'll tell him that it's India. This is India playing. That's what I'm going to do.
And the groundsman as well, which ICC will be. All right. So we have Gigi as the coach of Behram's 12 AB leadership choices for you.
Captain, vice captain have to be between Dhoni and Kapil Dev. So I go with. I take your advice on that, Behram. I go with Dhoni as the captain, Kapil as the vice captain, and coach. I think Ravichandran has to.
So you basically want Dhoni to do his own thing, right? Like no one to actually suggest anything, just cheer him on, which is fine.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, let me think of a coach for this unpicked 11, right? Or 12. It has to be Asian. Man, that doesn't leave us with a lot of options, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Misbah went unpicked. He could have also.
Yeah. Misbah went unpicked.
Number 5. I think him and Lakshman is a close one. Who can be the coach for that team?
Jayasuriya has been doing some amazing stuff with the Sri Lankan cricket right now.
Rahul Dravid did.
Dravid is playing, right? He's already picked. Can't go. Also, like Jayasuriya and Asif are like the wild ones in our team, so we have to kind of keep a check on them. There have been no great Sri Lankan coaches. Maybe you could.
No.
A bit of coaching, no.
Yeah, it's a tough one. What about Gaikwad?
Yeah. Anshuman Gaikwad.
Suppose so.
Yeah. Anshuman Gaikwad did coach. Yeah.
I think that's your only option, really. Because you can't pick Dravid, you can't pick Miandad.
Yeah, you can't pick them. Yeah. Exactly. So.
Okay. So now it's the last part of this podcast where we have to assess how well we've done.
Yeah. I mean, from my side, I think I was surprised that Pant was left a little later. But that's fair. I mean, we were trying to create team spaces, the template that you were going for. Kohli, I thought that will squeeze in somehow. But the so many options. Yeah.
If there was a third team, maybe. Right?
Yeah. But otherwise, the balance looks really good. I mean, the bowling on both sides looks amazing, actually. The only thing on AB is the bowling is, a longer series and Shoaib and Bumrah. You never know with them. But if they are fit, Really
The
strong.
fear factor in Behram's bowling attack, that's
Aura.
there. Imran,
Aura is the
Imran,
word.
Wasim Wakar. Aura is the word, yeah.
Well, you've got Shoaib's ratty hair. At least you've got that, right? Like, it's going to do its own thing. Look, Bumrah is a big pick, and yeah, I feel like both of these teams would do really well in neutral conditions, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that was a big thing that I was looking at, which is why I never even thought about Javed, for instance. Right? Yeah, I don't know. Let's have the viewers decide who's won this. You guys,
Absolutely.
you will make some funny, or not funny, but some funky graphics, right?
Absolutely. So
Of our
this
teams
the
and the unpicked team as well.
absolutely we will do that, and it's definitely on the cards. But thank you so much for joining, Behram. It was great fun to have you on the show, and hopefully we can do it again at some point of time. And yeah, to all the listeners and viewers, do tune in, give your feedback. We are available on all podcasting platforms as well as YouTube. Some exciting content coming your way, along with some really nice clips which Behram gave in this episode.
Also, yeah, go and follow these guys, subscribe to the channel. For all of you guys who are here because of me, you need to go and follow the Reverse Sweep podcast. Both of SS and AB are fantastic dudes. They have conducted themselves really well in this podcast, at least. So I'm going to assume that they're like the same people in the rest of their shows. And I hate the fact that, the most traffic in the subcontinent goes to completely, I don't know, crappy analysis and everything, because people pander to sensationalism and they make it like all about nationalistic pride and war-themed bullshit. So these guys talk about cricket, and yeah, go follow them, go subscribe to their channel, and yeah, follow them on Twitter, whatever. Also go follow me or at Def Mango on Twitter, and go listen. And all of the Reverse Sweep podcast listeners, if you want to listen to more of me, you can go subscribe to Good Areas Live and to Pro Sports.
Absolutely, and we will link all this in the show notes. Thank you for tuning in, and wishing you a very nice week ahead. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Cheers.
Thank you.